Have you seen that there are some people, no matter what they do in life, it seems like nothing works for them? Perhaps maybe we find this in ourselves. Now, would you say that it's a lack of potential? I'm sure you can agree that everyone has unlimited potential to achieve something, whether it's making their marriage better, making their business perform, or even study your exams. Everyone has unlimited potential. But what lacks is momentum. And what I'm going to be discussing in this video is the success cycle, because everything is not just based on potential. You also need to take action for this to actually work. And when you take your action, this is where you find results. So just having potential is not enough. There are some people who went to private schools, or perhaps they come from rich families. They have the potential to start a business, but they don't. Or they have potential to go and study and become someone big, but they don't. So the potential is there, but what is lacking is the action. Now, without action, you won't find any results. So you find that there are also a group of people, a number of people that take a lot of action, right? They take a lot of action, but things don't work out because they're expecting results here. So the problem there is they may take a lot of action, but their mindset is not in the right place. Sometimes you lack belief that you can actually make it. And when you lack belief, the problem that you'll have now is the potential now gets reduced. So you start saying to yourself, maybe I don't think I can do this. So it takes a lot of energy out of you. Perhaps maybe you're speaking to the wrong people, you're getting advice from the wrong people. So with the wrong advice, it messes up your mindset. So you end up not believing that you can achieve something. And what happens in that situation? You start realizing that, maybe I have less potential. And when you have less potential, guess what happens? You take less action. And when you take less action, you have no results. So this cycle here is so important because this is what determines whether you become successful or not. So in each of these steps, you'll find that when someone doesn't take action, they don't blame it on, do I have potential to do this or do I have potential to achieve this? But they blame something else. This is where you find people blaming their family. Oh, I was raised this way. Or they start blaming the government, or they start blaming their relatives or people that have died many, many, many years ago. So this is where the problem comes in now. And sometimes you find that someone may get results, but these results can be short-lived because it can be something that you've just done. You just had a breakthrough. You just had one deal. It's gone through and you feel like, yes, I've got it. But this is where you find that there are some people, they may have these results, but they don't last long because they don't have that momentum. Because this money had just come in one go because of one breakthrough or one deal that you've done. And you think that, okay, this is going to continue on. So the reason why it won't work is because we come now back to the mindset. Do you have the right mindset to keep the momentum going? And you find that sometimes not. So when it comes to success in life, this whole cycle here has to be continually going round. You continue going round and round and round. The moment you break something, then everything just breaks. Nothing moves forward. And this applies to any part of this wheel or this cycle. So this cycle here, you may think that I came up with it. No, actually, I saw this from Tony Robbins, and it really made a lot of sense. There are some times where I doubt myself. At some parts of my life, I've really doubted my mindset, this part of the mindset. And I was questioning myself, can I really make it? Can I really achieve this? And this is what really broke my potential, because I started thinking, maybe I can't do it, And then when I started thinking like that, I didn't take any action. And when I didn't take any action, you find that the results are very bad. This is where you find your bank account has very little money. You start having even more problems that relate to that money. So the cycle just continues on. So take a look at this cycle and see how you can implement it in your life. And this may perhaps help you. Now, I know some of you are thinking, well, success equals money only. No. Success can be maybe being financially free, having a good marriage, having a good family. So all these things rely on this. So success does not necessarily mean that you have to be a millionaire to be successful, because that is the wrong way of looking at things. I'm just talking about having a balanced life and having a life where you're content and happy, because you can be happy without $1 million and maybe just with 100,000. You can be happy maybe with 20,000. So you'll find that things differ. Success is not equal money, because I know some of you are probably thinking, well, I need money to start a business, thinking that that is the issue that is stopping you from becoming successful. Well, no, because I can prove to you that that's not the case, because when you take a look at people that have potential, you may have people that have come from rich families. They may have come from families where perhaps maybe the dad has a farm, but the children are not doing anything about the farm, not even growing a single crop or even a single project on that farm. Now, what would you base that on or blame that on? Is it really the potential? No, absolutely not, because all the resources are there. So in order for you to become successful, you need to complete this cycle, and it's about being resourceful. Okay, it's about being resourceful. Sometimes we think that having this big chunk of money is going to make the business work, but no. If you have the wrong attitude, it won't work. If you don't take action, you won't find any results. Anyway, what do you guys think about this success cycle? Do you agree with it? If not, I want to hear your comments in the comments box below. If you do, perhaps you may want to start applying this success cycle in your life. Now, based on this, I'm sure you can agree with me that life is hard. I mean, it is not easy at all, because the amount of muscle you need to continue on this success cycle is way too much. This is why you find that quite a few people try to game the system. They try to cheat. So they end up trying to do things to make the money in very questionable ways, because they can't stand this cycle. Now, I remember back in a few years, there's a friend of mine that was asking me about web design. So I gave him a short course on how to create a website using Flash. At that time, it was Flash. The software was called Flash. And he went away over the weekend and produced a website which was fascinating, just from that information. Now, at that time, I had the knowledge, I had the software, I had so many resources, but I hadn't produced anything yet. So at that point, this is where I started realizing that sometimes taking action and believing in yourself can bring a lot of results. So haven't you seen that there are some people who don't have enough money or as much money as you have, but they've started something so small and it's growing bigger and bigger and bigger? It's mostly because they believe in themselves, they take action, and this is why you see the results. It's never about just the potential, it's also about being resourceful. So this is very, very important. So it's up to you. Build a muscle that is strong enough for you to keep the cycle working, or just, sit back and blame it on somebody else. Now, if you agree with me, please let me know in the comments box below. If you don't agree with me, I also would like to hear what you have to say regarding this success cycle. So it's going to be very interesting. Let's have this debate in the comments box below. And also, I have a community website where you can join in. It's 100% free. I'm trying to build a community of like-minded people where we share ideas and perhaps, encourage each other to be successful. So anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one. Take care.